What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. So we're going to get into the topic of today's video after I've done my quick little fly around here of the map. What you are looking at is Jackie Moon, aka Let It Rain's rendition of round 2 of the Monster Energy Supercross Championship is San Francisco. Now, I have always been a big fan of Jackie Moon's kind of templates and how he builds his Supercross tracks. The only thing I've ever had grief with in the past is his whoops. For some reason, they always absolutely destroy me. So we'll see if that carries over onto this one as well. But this is really, really cool that we get some variation of the track in-game before race day. So even though the scaling might be slightly off, you still get a general vibe of how the track's going to ride and how it's going to feel. And I mean, flying around looking at it, it doesn't look too far removed from the scaling that we have in Aerial right now. So I'm very, very excited to give it a go and see how it all feels. If anything, I'd say it maybe looks a little bit wide, I suppose. Maybe start straight's quite wide, but I have no idea what we're going to end up with as a final product on Friday. It looks very, very pretty. Obviously, no massive stadium or anything like that. I know there's probably not many people in this game that can create full-fledged stadiums week after week, but I love that he's given us some good Supercross tracks to practice on anyway. So without further ado, let's get into it.
For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe.
Okie dokie. So, I would like to address the elephant in the room here. If you are a part of the MX Bikes community in any capacity whatsoever, mainly in the Aerial Discord the last few days, you'll know that there has been a never-ending debate about the whole lean help issue that's been going on. You would have seen my last 2 videos are just hot lap videos of me running Lean Help Zero, and essentially what it comes down to is that the boys at the very, very top right now are running it. You know, like Hakon1EU, he's using it, Keegan1NA, he's using it, Hell's won majority of everything last year and most of the time used it, and it's got to a point now where I think in the past it was viewed as, you know what, it's just too difficult to even get used to, but now people are fully working it out and getting consistent on it. It's becoming apparent just how fast it can be, and it's caused a lot of debate. Now, I'm not here to say one way or another what should and shouldn't be allowed in this game. The only thing that I do have a decent opinion on is I do think roost and tear-offs should remain, and because, you know, the game's trying to be a simulator at the end of the day, and I could make a half-an-hour long video for why Lean Help Zero should be in the game. I can make a half-an-hour long video on why it shouldn't be in the game. Unfortunately, that is not what this video is about. I know the comments will probably end up being about that, but I'll try and stay away from that for now. So the long and short of it is, I believe Lean Help Zero will be removed for aerial competitions, not from the game entirely. So you can still sit there and run your hot laps in testing if you wish, but I believe that the organisers will be removing it. So I tried it out for, I guess, maybe like an accumulative 5 or 6 hours over the course of a day. Well, one evening and then the next morning. Really, really enjoyed it. I thought it helped me get around corners really, really fast. I thought the downside, which is why it's up for speculation, is how weightless it makes your bike feel when scrubbing. It kind of removes all the inertia, and you can just get absolutely backwards and upside down off any jump you want, which is why it's kind of been removed at this point. But what I discovered in that whole process is my regular settings, so the settings that I've made videos on for the last 2-3 years now, whilst they've done very, very well in helping me be consistent in my races, I still feel I'm one of the more consistent people out there. Even if I lack speed, like a second or 2 a lap, I definitely gain it back from lack of crashing. It's kind of dawned on me now just how stiff those settings are in comparison to what other people use, and that I'm kind of at a disadvantage because of that. So what I've done now, over the last day again, is I've put Lean Help 1 back on, because there's no point in learning Zero if it's going to be removed from the competitive side anyway. But what I've done is I've turned my usual direct lean settings, which you can go and confirm this all in my last setup video if you want, is it usually sits anywhere between 40 and 55. It's kind of gone up and up and up throughout the years, and the reason being is just from different OEM bikes and how they feel and how I have to adjust accordingly. But the most recent one was 53, And then I've got a whole bunch of different sliders over on the right-hand side for like press, gain, you know, smoothings, usually turned on for me, etc. However, upon using Lean Help 0, if we take Anaheim 1, for example, which I'm sure most of you know the full track layout of Anaheim 1 by now, as I would go and hit the finish line jump, and then you turn right, and you've got that huge chord into the rhythm. On my old settings, I really, really struggled to hit that, not even just consistently, but at all. I really struggled to get the bike cranked over with enough speed to then also straighten itself back out in time to seat bounce the length of the quad. Lean Help 0, I didn't have that issue, because the bike flops over in an instant. You know, you're at that max lean angle as soon as you want, and you can kind of lock in into that position. So I need to loosen up my settings regardless. And what I have decided to do, what I've done over the last day, what I'm also really, really enjoying right now, if we go to settings, is I've put my direct lean up to 100. So everything you see me doing on this left stick right here is exactly what input goes to the bike. Before, if I put it on 50%, for example, the game kind of does a little bit for you. It progressively leans you over more. It slowly lifts you up more. If you've played MX Simulator, it's like leveling, you know, it kind of gives you a bit of an assist in going up and down. Same with the smoothing. It stops like your inputs being really harsh, because if you think about it, if you've got an entire motorbike with handlebars in real life, you've got a lot of ways to maneuver that bike around. If we're just using this, it's very hard to get that into a good feeling into a game. So that's kind of what all the smooth settings and things do. Feel free to copy this and give them a go if you want. This is what I'm going to be rocking with now. Is it stupid to change settings just after one round of Supercross, especially when you got third and really didn't ride badly at all? 100%. Am I going to do it anyway? Yes, I am. So we're going to see how it goes for round 2 at San Francisco. I'm going to spend the next, I guess, 2 days-ish just kind of grinding the game a little bit and trying to build some sort of muscle memory. Now, one thing that I'm trying to work out is, because I already feel semi-comfortable on this, there's a little bit of a lack of consistency there, but in terms of lap times, I don't feel far removed from where I was. I loaded up Anaheim 1 last night, and I ran 4 1-minute flat lap times in a row, which I think is really good. I also loaded up the aerial test track, and I ran, I think, I ran 6 55/56s in a row, and then I ran 1:57 at the end because I made a little mistake in the rhythm. So there is a level of speed/consistency there already, but now this is something that I think is really important to share across to all of you, is don't get caught up in playing the same tracks over and over again, because you might end up mistaking getting better at the game and getting better at Supercross in general over getting better, at Supercross. You might just be getting better at that one track. So don't spend too long just grinding out the same track over and over again, which is what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to venture out a little bit, even do a little bit of nationals, try and get a feel on how the bike rides in all conditions. This section's hella tricky right now. There we go, triple over there. Nice. Is just try and get a hang of the bike for what the bike is and try and learn these settings as they are. So come Friday, when we get a brand new track that I don't already have all the built-in muscle memory for, I'm not just out of luck, essentially. So 100 direct lean is going to be a little bit different. I would say if you are one of them people and you like copying what settings I'm doing just to give an experiment yourself, then by all means give it a go. You can always resort back to your previous settings. And again, I would like to reiterate, this is all on Lean Help 1, which if none of you don't know the logistics behind the scene, if I go into game right now, go to settings, go to simulation, this being unticked is 1. Being ticked is 2. And being unticked and going behind the scene into the game files and editing files changes it to 0, which is what a lot of top boys do, where there is no assist whatsoever. Which again, you'd argue is a good thing. But just have this turned off in settings. You haven't got to mess with anything else behind the scenes, and that will have you exactly what I'm on right now. I will warn you, if you are someone who taps the sticks, so if you're going around a corner and you're going like tap, 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 rather than constantly having your finger on the button and slowly moving it side to side, you will struggle with this. You might want a little bit of lean, well, a little bit lower of a direct lean, or you might want smoothing on the right-hand side. So I'm just going based off of feel and what other people that have tried it in my friend group have said about it. So just have that little warning there is all I can say. But I'm enjoying it. It's the first time, basically in the 3 years that I've been playing this game, that I've made a conscious effort to try and change my settings. So on very, very day one of this game, I had a friend who already played it, who I used to play MX Simulator with as well, who already had settings. And the only thing that I have really dabbled with throughout those settings over the years is maybe a tiny bit of gain here and there, which really just affects how quickly / how far you get lent over, as well as that direct lean by a few clicks here and there as well, which really has to do with the smoothness of getting lent over. So it's weird for me going like completely new for the very first time after 3 years, and it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I'm confident that if this is a setting that I can get used to, then 100% I think I can be faster than what I was. Because, again, it comes down to, was I getting better at the track, or was I getting faster on different settings? If you was to tell me to run consistent laps on Anaheim 1 before, I'd be looking at the 102, maybe 103 area. But now, on these ones, I can hit corners so much better. Like, you go into them faster because you can get the bike turned over quicker. You exit them faster because you get the bike stood upright quicker. And those 102s, 103s turned into 1 minutes, 101s at a maximum. And the hot lap potential is still there. I have run a 59 again, so it's not all about lean help 0 being super quick. I've also ran another 54 on the aerial test track on these settings, not running lean help 0. So it could be the way to go for me. Also, those whoops, absolutely munch. They're actually much easier than any other Jackie Moon set of whoops I think I've ever tried. This track layout's really, really cool. I'm really actually quite enjoying it. It seems, it's weird because the straights feel like quite long. But then the jump sections do still feel fairly compact and close together. So it's a very weird combination. I'm very interested to see what the scaling is going to be like on race day. Oddly enough, there's a lot more doubles on this track than I expected. We're not kind of just rallying berms and hitting quads and stuff out of the corner. And I was interested looking at the track map if that was going to be a wall jump, or if there was going to be any way that you could jump into this rhythm. Oh, this is a new line for me. Can we quad? Quad that, single into the turn. I have a feeling you could probably triple out here, which you can, and then scrub over. Notice how when I stop just absolutely waffling and start trying to focus on the track more, I can hit some decent lines. Oh god, and then this is like a forced double into the old soupy triple. Try and rail this corner as well as we can for the... Oh, saw the front end trying to go. Oh my goodness. That is the only other downside I've found so far on this, is because it's exactly one-to-one with what you do have to be in full control around every single corner and lean the exact correct amount. There is no helping you really at this point. Can I triple this? I don't think I'll get the speed really to quad that. That would be pretty nutty to be quadding. And then double up and over the finish line. And you can see that I can get cranked over in the turns fairly quickly. We can get the bike straightened up and going again. And I think the act of getting that bike upright and getting accelerating again is what is helping me hit big lines out of rhythms now. Whereas previously, it almost felt like the bike was a lot heavier and I'd really have to muscle it upright, which was a reason why I was struggling to get some of the huge lines out of the turns. But watch this space. Well, I mean, can we quad this? Oh, okay. And then triple and single into the corner. Yeah, watch this space. Friday, I'm streaming again. Obviously, I'm going to stream every round of Supercross. It could go horribly, horribly wrong. But I feel like it's something we might have to persist with. And if it goes horribly wrong after a couple rounds, if there's zero consistency there and I'm really losing like a whole bunch of points and like finishing outside the top 5 multiple times, then we can go back to the drawing board, kind of revisit it, look at what's wrong, look at what can be changed. And if worst case scenario, we can go back to that solid foundation that we had previously. But give it a go. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll try and keep all the arguments about the lean help 0 debate out of the comments for today, please. It's probably already happened. I'm probably wasting my breath, but I know what you guys are like. You're very, very passionate gamers, to say the least. But that'll do it for me. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on where I'm at with the game right now and what I'm changing and looking to improve. And I feel like we can definitely gain... At the moment, it feels like a second or so on each track, just in terms of overall speed. So hopefully that will carry on to round 2, and hopefully we might eventually get a Dubski on the board. You never know. We shall see. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If I could ask you to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, as always, it would be very much appreciated. And I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I got soul to beat with my